Hi there. Welcome to AB's TriLab. This week, I started learning Blender, just exploring the basics. Nothing too advanced. To make things a bit more fun, I gave myself a mini project. Modeling Steve from Minecraft. It is a simple character, mostly made of cubes, which made it a great exercise for someone just starting out. I didn't use any fancy tools or workflows, just the essentials I've picked up so far. I worked with basic transformations like grab and scale, did some loop cuts, and practiced scaling along individual axes. All very straightforward, but each small step helped me understand the tools a bit better. There were moments where things didn't go as planned. Shapes didn't behave the way I expected. Sometimes I'd accidentally move the wrong part, or forget which axis I was working on. Edges would stretch weirdly, or objects would disappear from view, only to find out I was just in the wrong viewport or had hidden something by mistake. It was a bit frustrating at times. Sure. But instead of getting stuck, I tried to treat those moments like small puzzles. I'd undo, try again, experiment a little, and slowly, things started making more sense. That trial and error became part of the rhythm. It didn't feel like failing, it felt like figuring things out in real time. And honestly, it made the process more rewarding. After all that tweaking, adjusting, the occasional what did I just do moments, I finally reached a point where the model looked close to what I had in mind. The shapes made sense. That small sense of, yeah, this looks okay, was a nice milestone. So I decided to move on to the next step, shading. At this point, I wasn't aiming for anything fancy, just enough to bring a bit of life into the model. I added some basic materials to give Steve his familiar colors, the blue shirt, the jeans, the skin tone, and that simple pixel face. I didn't dive into complex textures or lighting setups. It was really just about applying flat colors and seeing how they looked on the shapes I'd built. Even with such simple shading, it made a big difference. It helped separate the parts visually and made the model feel more complete. This project may not be the most efficient or polished, and I'm sure there are better ways to model the same thing, but that wasn't really the point. What mattered more was taking the tools I'd just started learning and actually using them in a real, tangible way. Things like grab, scale, loop cuts, they made a lot more sense once I applied them with some kind of goal in mind. It was a small step, but it helped me connect the dots from just watching tutorials to actually doing something with what I've learned. And because I wasn't aiming for perfection, I felt free to explore and make mistakes without overthinking it. In the end, it turned out to be a really good way to practice, at my own pace without any pressure. And if you're new to Blender like I am, I'd really recommend trying something like this. Don't worry about making something impressive or technically perfect. Just pick a simple character and try building it using only the basics. You don't need to know everything. Just start and see what happens. Even if it doesn't turn out exactly how you imagined, you'll end up learning so much, not just about the tools, but about how to think through the process. You'll get used to the interface, understand how transformations affect your model, and start building that muscle memory. I'm still very early in this journey. There's a lot I don't know yet. But doing this gave me a small sense of progress. And more importantly, I genuinely enjoyed it. Alright, that is all in today's AB's TriLab. Thanks for watching, and if you're learning something new too, keep going. See you next time.